Well, good morning to my friends at Cats. Last week, I had this really unique opportunity to have a conversation with a whole bunch of you on the phone and a few Zooms. And a few themes jumped out at me. Theme number one: everyone hates this. None of you got on the call, or maybe in the very beginning, some of you were playing brave with me and, oh, well, I'm doing okay, no big deal. But eventually, we all agreed this whole thing is a crap show and no one's having any fun. Second, which was far more interesting to me, was that all of you at some level thought that you were the only one who hated this whole thing. And I can only imagine that's because when you're on your Zoom calls or whatever way you're talking to one another, you're all like, oh, I'm doing great, I'm doing fine. But deep down, you think that all of your peers are dealing with this better than you are. For those of you with kids, I spoke to a lot of you with kids last week, and you think, I must be the only parent who's not figured out a way to get things done in a real productive manner. Many of you feel like I'm not being a very good parent. I'm not being a very good spouse. And it sure as heck, I'm not being the greatest Cats employee right now because I have so many different things going on. And at some level, we feel like, well, we should be figuring this out by now because we're a month in. And believe it or not, for those of you without kids, the younger people, in theory, I think maybe that's a little ageism. I apologize. But for those of you without kids, you're feeling a little bit guilty because you know you don't have kids and you think I should be uber productive and I should be waking up every day and saying to myself, what a great adventure this is. This should be so much fun for me. I should be enjoying this. So you have this feeling of guilt that you're not as productive as you should be because you don't have kids. Here's something I know to be extremely true right now, team. We are absolutely all in this together. It is the one great malady that is affecting our country, affecting cats as a whole, where none of us is spared this pain and this suffering and this frustration. And that stinks, but it's healthy to know that we're all doing this together. So knowing that, how do we deal with this? Well, here's a couple ideas that might make you get through the week a little bit better. First, cut yourself some slack, right? Give yourself a little bit of self grace. When you feel that inner criticism bubble up and you feel that inner criticism saying to yourself, you weren't very productive today, you haven't exercised today, you weren't as good to your kids as you should have been, you didn't get all that work done, whatever it ends up being, watch that criticism, look at it, and just say, I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to cut myself a little slack. Second thought is find someone to lean on, right? You could send me an email. You could schedule a call with me. You can maybe find a peer within Cats who you're real tight with, a good friend, your spouse. Find someone you can lean on and just be yourself. Okay, we have to just get this out of our systems. And it helps, it's therapeutic to let everyone know that, God, I don't love this. And I think some days I'm doing my best job, and other days I don't feel like I'm doing my best job. Third, at the end of every day, take 2 seconds, right? And just review the day and say, what's one little thing I could do to be better tomorrow? That's it. Your goal is just to tweak and make minor improvements on a day to day basis. Because the most important thing is this: the truth is, you're talented, you're smart, you're hardworking, you're gifted. Just because the global pandemic hit our world, all of those things didn't disappear. You have all the gifts, all the abilities to figure this out, and you will figure this out. I'm completely confident. Not because I'm trying to be nice, but because I've seen smart, talented people become resilient and overcome things. Cut yourself some slack today. Do the very best you can in 24-hour chunks and recognize we are absolutely all in this together.